Hey guys, well here's an interesting recipe using something that would normally get thrown away. Watermelon rinds. You need 1.5 quarts of watermelon rind with the outer green peel removed, and you also want to remove as much as the pink inner flesh that you normally would eat. 1.5 quarts watermelon rind, and then you need 2 quarts of water and 4 tablespoons of salt. Mix that all together and let it sit for 5 to 6 hours. Once those watermelon rinds have sat for 6 hours, you want to take them out and drain them, and then you want to rinse them off really good with cold water. And then what you want to do is take the watermelon rinds back in a pot like this, put 1 tablespoon of ginger over the top, add enough water to cover it, and let that sit for 30 minutes. Once your watermelon rind has sat for 30 minutes in that ginger water, you want to drain it again to get all the water out. And then what you're going to do is put the watermelon rind back in the pot. And that's where we're at right now. How long it takes to cook watermelon rind until it's tender is beyond me, because it's pretty tough to begin with. But I've been cooking this for about a half an hour, and it looks like it's starting to tender up a bit. I think it's about tender. I can cut it easily with a spoon. And my water is just about gone, so that's going to have to be good enough. Need to drain it again. Now what you want to do is add 4 cups of sugar to an empty pot. You want 1 quart and 1/2 of water. And you're going to need 1/4 cup of lemon juice or so. You want to boil that for 5 minutes. You should be getting your jars hot. Mine are already hot. I got them simmering here. Not boiling, but just nice and hot. Bubbles are all over the jars. Ready for canning. This recipe calls for 6 half pints. I got 8 in there just in case. Let that sugar water and lemon juice mixture boil for 5 minutes. Might want to keep an eye on it and make sure it doesn't burn, because now that it's got sugar in it, it can burn pretty easy. Alright. Once that syrup mixture is boiled for 5 minutes, you want to add your rind back in and boil it gently. Make sure it doesn't burn. Now, I assume you're going to want to cook this syrup with the lid off, because that water is going to need to evaporate in order for that syrup to thicken up. While that syrup is thickening up, you want to go ahead and take a medium-sized lemon, 1/2 cup, slice it thin and remove the seeds. As you can see, that watermelon rind is starting to become clear, transparent, translucent. Well, I think I'm going to call that good, because it's starting to really foam and the bubbles are getting real small, and you know, I've made plenty of maple syrup, so that tells me that this is approaching syrup stage, and if I go any further I'm going to end up with crystals or rock candy. But you should be able to see that the watermelon is beginning to become translucent. It's not completely transparent, but I think we're close enough. I'm going to go ahead and add the lemon, and then we want to just gently cook this for 5 minutes more. And once again, you can see it's almost 100 degrees. It was about 101, 102 earlier when I first started. But it's a lot easier doing it outside than in that shed. I just want to keep stirring it and get that lemon worked in there really well. Got about 1 minute left on the timer, and we'll be ready to can this up. It's not sheeting off the spoon, so it's not quite syrup. There's the timer. Pull them off the heat. You just want to put these in the jars and leave a 1/4 inch headspace. Well, in case my battery dies, because it looks like it's gonna, once you get these in the jars, you want to process them for 20 minutes in a hot water bath, and you're good to go. So thanks for watching, and thanks for all the comments and support, and hopefully you can take this and put it to use, and get some use out of something that normally just gets thrown in the trash.